Okay, I think we're live. Are we live? Are we on in Guam? Hey, everybody. Fantastic. Hold on just 2 seconds. I have control now. Yep. Okay, Maniac here with my website, GameAccess.net. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We're going to be playing Halo, the Master Chief Collection. There's a couple of reasons why I'm doing this stream tonight, particularly because I kind of wanted to see how the new Twitch app is running on the Xbox One right now. And this is also kind of a memorial to my dead PS3. My PlayStation 3 just crapped out on me after 8 years. And, well, I'm pretty certain I can fix it. I can't play any PlayStation 3 games right now, so I figure why not play an Xbox Classic, basically. So, the mission is the library. That's, just gonna mention that we're broadcasting right now. I'm gonna do a quick little... Now, you're probably asking yourselves why I would choose to play the most hated level of Halo. Well, actually, I got a lot to say about this level. This level is kind of, I don't know, this level means a lot to me. That's first off. The second thing is that I tried to play this, I was basically playing this earlier today, and this is where I basically left off. So there's that too. I kind of want to complete this game on this difficulty right now. And thirdly, I know a lot about this game. I actually have a lot of information about the game, which I can share with you guys as we play. And basically, without further ado, let's start loading up the level. I am not playing. For all I know, this could glitch at any time, so just be aware of that. And here it is. This is the beginning of the library level. And, yeah. I have the graphics turned off for a very good reason. It actually has better performance with the high-end graphics turned off. When you're dealing with the Flood, and I'll talk later if you guys don't know what the Flood is, I'll explain it to you later. First appearance of the Pregnant. Oh boy. Just clear this area out, for goodness sake. Always want to keep at least an assault rifle with you, as well as a shotgun with you when you're dealing with the Flood. In the later games like Halo 2, Halo 3, you want to keep a shotgun and a sword, but you don't have the luxury of a sword. In this game, there is no sword. Gotta keep these guys away from it because they blow up, they hurt a lot. Usually a matter of taste. Now, this entire level, for the most part, is basically just balls-to-the-wall action, which is another reason why I picked it. Kind of felt like having just like a straight up gun battle, like non-stop battle. Oh, there was that too. But oh, 343. Wait. I heard it really quick. I'm screwed. Yeah, the enemies here do not really stop spawning. Really gotta get through these areas as quickly as you can. I still have no damn shotgun. Give me a shotgun, please. Yes, a shotgun, finally. Alright, we're running for it.
We must get up there.
This shotgun will put him down quickly. God, how annoying these things were. And they get back up. Now, what is the Flood? Flood is a parasitic organism that feeds on any type of living tissue. Doesn't matter what kind, human, alien, it's all consumable. There is no way to kill the Flood except to starve them to death. At some point, they came in contact with the Forerunners, and that is that. Like I said, you typically want to have a shotgun with you when you're dealing with these guys. These guys are hurting, man. I was playing the last level. These things didn't hurt that much. These are really hurting right now. I'm embarrassed that I'm basically having to focus so much. I played this level so many times. I remember playing this on the PC when I was a kid. Okay, I wasn't a kid. I was in college, but I felt like a kid. Going through. We're just gonna keep spawning. I'm just gonna keep moving. Want that shotgun? Yes. I couldn't even see what was hitting me. Back here, yeah. 343. 343 is the guy in charge of this plot. This whole artificial environment is... Somebody, I wish I had some help. Thanks. That. That's another thing. These things just kind of jump on you, basically. No warning. They just literally jump right on you. They'll spawn right on top. Like, look at this. There was nobody behind me. And now they're spawning with weapons, too. Wonderful. I've got a rechargeable shield right now, but... it only lasts so long. And these guys just keep coming. There's no end. You can't just clear them out. So... moving on. There he is. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why would Bungie, a really good level developer, probably one of the best game developers in history, develop such a boring, repetitive level? Two reasons. One would probably be time constraints.
Please follow closely. This portal is the first of 10.
First of 10. Yeah, the rest of the level is going to be like this.
Puzzling. You brought such ineffective weapons to combat the Flood, despite the containment protocols.
I remember reading about this level. There actually was a novelized adaptation of this game that was released as part of the Halo book series. It was called The Flood. It was the second book that was released. It was not written by Eric Nyland. It was written by somebody else whose name escapes me off the top of my head. But it was a pretty faithful adaptation of the game. There were a couple of scenes and a couple of bits added here or there. They didn't really change anything, which was good. I'm pretty certain that, it would not have been allowed to change really anything. But there's a scene here that was in the book that's not really here in this version of the game. Basically speaking, 343 Guilty Spark is basically following protocol. And protocol, basically. In case of a flood outbreak on the Halo ring, his job is basically to find a reclaimer, and they don't really say what a reclaimer is. And it just spawned on top of me, a giant explosion. Thank you, game, for that. So as I was saying,
if you do not follow me, you may become lost.
Basic protocol basically dictated that in case of a flood outbreak, which is what's happening right now, protocol would say that 343 is to find a reclaimer. Somebody basically, we don't really know what a reclaimer is, except that that's pretty much what Guilty Spark refers to all humans as. Find a reclaimer and basically send him through the library, have him or her obtain the index. Then once they have the index,
Must not escape the installation.
unite, with the central computer, basically. Unite the index. And that will in turn do something that Steve is not privy to. He's been told it would activate Halo's defenses. And he figures, oh, that's a good idea, actually. I could, use the Halo's defenses and covenant it against the Flood, and it would work perfectly. Oh boy, oh boy. I really hate those giants. Really hate those giant ones. Drive me so crazy because they explode and there's so many of them. Come on. Recharge my shields. Let me recharge my damn shields. Huh. Takes forever in this game to charge shields. Like I was trying to say before I got blown up, you're probably going to ask yourself, why would Bungie release such a repetitive and boring level? They're usually pretty good at releasing good quality games, good quality levels, basically. And there's actually a reason for that, and mostly it had to do with time constraints. They designed this level to be a lot of repetitiveness, and they did that for time purposes, I admit. But they also did something else. They had, basically had a, how do I describe it? They had, the idea was supposed to be about 90 minutes of, or 90% of the level basically being this, with a 10% of the level basically being something that would save it. And Jason Jones, who directed this game, was very clear that he had something in mind for making the level awesome, but never said what it was, and said that they couldn't make it. So in turn, how did I blow up? How did I blow up there? I have no idea how I blew up. No bomb. I blew up again. Hopefully there's a health pack. Yes, there's a health pack. Perfect. I remember the last time I tried to play this game, I figured I could just simply hang back and just pick them off as I was, playing, and you really can't do that in this level unless you have a co-op partner. Otherwise, there's just no way of doing it. So, oh boy, more guys coming in.
We must continue this retreat.
Where did those guys come from? That's the one thing I didn't like about these things. They're basically, when they're about to burst, they're indestructible. So the physics will have them flying everywhere. So if you got two next to each other, they'll blow each other up. But only after one lands right on top of you. Back up. Down! Stay down! Like vampires or something. Any of these guys have a shotgun? Can you use a couple of extra rounds? Just move on. Wanted to rack up flood kills basically for your achievements. This is the perfect place to do it. Okay, moving on. Got another check.
These sentinels will supplement your combat systems, but I suggest you upgrade to at least the Class 12 combat skill. Your current model is a Class 12. Ill-suited. A plasma conduit breach in Section 5524 has disrupted power flow to a gravitic maintenance system.
But yeah, that's a problem. That moment. Oh, sorry. As I was trying to say before about not just about what was this level, but the novelization version of this. And this is a pretty good spot for me to talk about it. There was a scene actually. It's not. I don't know if it's in the game. I haven't found it. But there's a scene in the game, basically, or the book, the novelized version of the game, where the chief finds a body about halfway through the library. And it's one of his. It's one of his Marines. And he says to Guilty Spark, this body, I know this guy. He's one of mine. How did he get in here? And Spark says, oh, he's with the other replacement. Oh, God. And he's like, a guy with, I mean, I'm wearing this armor, and he made it this far? Oh, man, I wish I could have known you better. You're one badass. And he was just a guy. He died still, but he made it pretty far through the library on his own with no extra help. So, I mean, I wish that was in the game. Maybe it was in one of the original scripts. Maybe they couldn't get it in the game, make it work. But maybe that's what Jason Jones was talking about. That scene.
Has caused a failure in the drone control subsystem. I must reset the backup unit. Please continue on. I will rejoin you when I'm complete.
There's still no. Oh, God. Get a shot. A lot of shotgun shells. There's not a single shotgun shell. None of these guys have shotgun shells. That's just great. Oh wait, I could have made that. That was cheap. I completely ran out of shotgun shells. Remember the shotgun shells being a lot more, you know, than they ended up. All got assault rifles. Every single one of them. Okay, now I got a shotgun. Now I have a shotgun. Oh. I basically used them all. Alright, so that takes care of that part, but now we got more guys to worry about. Alright, got some more rounds. Now, as for my opinion for the Master Chief Collection in general, I have no problem saying it.
Can use their weapons to manage the flood.
This collection, on its face, is probably one of the best values. In reality, as it currently is, as I'm playing it this exact second, it is a buggy, unpolished mess. Just so buggy. I mean, I remember day one when I picked this up, and my achievements weren't even unlocking. I had achievements that took at least about a month before they unlocked, that I earned on day one. It made me not want to play. I mean, I had the game. I guess the game is punishing me for not wanting to play it. Hit the guy with a rocket launcher. Yeah, good aim, too. I can play too. I know what I'm doing. Okay. This is good. This is really good. I should play later at night. I have to have the lights on, basically, so you guys can see me, but this is, I don't know, I just feel like it should be darker.
Please wait, Peter.
Oh, great, another one.
I am a genius.
Okay, so moving on. Yeah, when it comes to this kind of stuff, you need this, and you gotta have an assault rifle because you gotta take out the little spores, basically. Gotta have the shotgun because the shotgun's the one thing that I like. I mean, this game is hard. It's probably the hardest of the Halo games. Not just because, you know, they cranked up the difficulty of the higher difficulties, but, which they did. They really cranked up the difficulty of higher. But weapons were not, you know, while there are some weapons like the pistol that are perfectly overpowered, there's not, you know, there's not one good weapon for every single situation. Only certain weapons work in certain situations. I know that's intentional. But by the time Halo 3 came out, basically, and dual wielding was a thing, then you could pretty much do, you know, you could pretty much win the game with just a plasma pistol and in a DMR. No DMR in this game. You've got the pistol, you've got the plasma pistol, but the pistol itself, while great, is not as good as the DMR. There's just something about the DMR that makes it better. At least in gameplay, probably multiplayer. Pistol or multiplayer, but I don't know. That's just my opinion. I probably get a lot of, you know, I know the pistol is holy. And yeah, the pistol is great in ODST, in Reach, of course. I mean, I go through the whole game with the pistol, basically. In ODST and Reach. Problem is that against the Flood, I'd rather have the shotgun. And since you can only hold 2 weapons and no dual wielding is allowed, yeah, you gotta basically pick your battles. So it's either you can have the pistol and the assault rifle, or shotgun, or shotgun and assault rifle. Need something to take at the little guys. Assault rifle works best for that, I think. Plasma pistol, but the plasma pistol is not very useful against the adults.
Should serve you well when the Flood begins to alter the atmosphere. You are a good lad.
Right there. Oh boy, now there's one behind me. Oh great. Thank you for that. That just spawned behind me and exploded. Just kind of was there. You want to talk about camper? Moving on. Alright. Got it. And now they're all over me. I just cleared out this area. Seriously, that's cheap. Now they're spawning on top of it. Okay. Where are these guys coming from? Never stop. Just want to recharge my shield. That's all I want to do. There's a trick to taking these things out. Just 2 shots of the pistol. But it's about a 50-50 at best. Alright. Oh boy. Got a rocket launcher over there. I'm not messing with that guy just yet. Camper!
The inspiration was
We're up there. Yeah, as you can tell, there's some serious physics glitches here, as well as oh boy, as well as some audio glitches too. There's just glitches like crazy in this game. Doesn't matter what difficulty you're playing on. Doesn't matter which game it is. Doesn't matter. You know, these games not do a good job of basically. Maybe it's because they didn't have enough time to do so, and that's Microsoft's end, or it's because they just didn't have the time or the skill to go over the original Bungie code well, or I don't know. But while I appreciate being able to play all the Halo games, I mean, Xbox is the Halo console. I mean, there's no question that just for the fact that they don't have the bugs. I mean, when Halo Combat Evolved came out, console version was basically I mean, there were probably glitches here or there, but there were no like major bugs. It didn't crash. Performance was consistent. Heck, the performance of the original Xbox version was at least better than the PC. Performance-wise. He come from? Me gusta, no me gusta. Me gusta. Oh, that's that. Keep moving right now. At that point, just turn tail and run. I don't want. I gotta give him that. Whoever came up with the chapter headings. I don't want to ride the elevator. Isn't that true? Isn't that true? We're in something. There's Spark right there.
I would conjecture that the other species currently on the installation is responsible for releasing the flood.
You don't say.
Persistent in their attempts to access restricted areas.
Oh, Spark, really? You don't say. The other species, of course. Alright, going down. Go for the tunnel. I actually prefer the tunnels. The close quarters actually makes it easier to get the shotgun blast through. And it's harder to miss with the assault rifle. You can try to swarm you easy, but actually it works in my advantage. The open areas, they can flank you from all positions. Here, they only flank you from two. Yeah, as I was saying before, I've been playing Halo games since 2003. I was actually one of the first people to see Halo 2 actually demoed at E3 2003 back then. That was before I had played the first Halo game. I played the first Halo game on the PC. I think I picked it up shortly after the PC version came out. And I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed it a lot. I love the PC version. And I knew that by that point that Halo had come out on the PC. We knew that Halo 2 was coming out on the Xbox. There was, it was announced probably around 2000, about a year after Xbox was releasing Halo. And we knew that there was going to be a Halo 2 by this point, but we didn't know. In fact, I kind of thought it was going to be very unlikely anytime soon. So just before Halo 2 came out, about a week or so before Halo 2 came out, I actually bought an original Xbox and a copy of Halo 1 on PC. I'm sorry, on Xbox, and played it. And I was ready day and date. First midnight release I ever took part in. It was Halo 2's midnight release. And when the Master Chief Collection was coming out, and I was psyched. I was really psyched for midnight release of that. And it was like, it just felt like a perfect, it just felt perfect to wrap up on, because it was the 10-year anniversary of Halo 2's release. Was getting a proper remaster with HD graphics and all new cinematics and everything. Halo 2 still is to this day my favorite version, my favorite Halo game. Halo is my third favorite, with Halo 3 ODST being my second favorite. Just the atmosphere in Halo 3 ODST. I think that Halo 1 probably had a better story than Halo 3 ODST. I know you're probably saying blasphemy on that one. That's fine. You have your right to your own opinion. I don't mind if you disagree with me. I'm just saying that because I really liked Halo. For me personally, I liked Halo 2's story and gameplay the best. I thought that the original Halo story was just slightly not as good as Halo 2's. I really liked Halo 3 ODST's story, but its atmosphere is what just propelled it, you know. In fact, actually, I know that guys at Penny Arcade would probably say that Halo 3 ODST is their favorite Halo game. I can't say I blame them. I can totally understand that. That's terrible right now. Sorry about this, guys. Let's clear the doors, guys. Get back into a corner. This is not good. No, that's not him. That's a body. Done. He's clear for now. Way that Guilty Spark is going, so I'm going to follow him. A little surprise for those guys over there. Not want to get my back in a corner. He's here. Okay, I'm keeping my eye on the radar. Oh boy, this guy's got a rocket launcher. Hey, here's got a rocket launcher. I distinctly remember a guy with a rocket launcher over here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I took him out before he fired something.
Was dependent upon it. I am grateful to see that some of them survived to reproduce.
Now, I remember that a lot of people after this, before Halo 2 came out, basically all we had, you know, to come up with the Halo 4 was that, and this is the reason why I love this level so much, is because that while all this action is going on, and I know it can be distracting because you got to constantly, like, look, these guys are constantly coming in, but the stuff that Spark is saying, he, every once in a while when he says stuff like what you just heard, oh, we constructed this idea to inspect the flood, and their survival was like, what is he talking about? Like, why would somebody want to protect these things? Why would they want to study them? And it's not until later. I mean, we can only speculate. That's my point. Up until like 15 years later, we can only speculate as to what Bungie's intentions were with the flood. I mean, they were fantastic about just dropping the right amount of information without making it sound like over-explanatory, without making it sound like constant exposition. Bungie was able to do that. The only other company I can think of that makes video games that was that good at doing such the same task, probably Valve. I mean, Valve also can basically just have it down to this piece of information or this piece of information. You don't need anything else. So, yeah, I've got a checkpoint here. Come on. Okay, I see a gate. This gate. Will Spark let me through? Now that all comes to a head basically when this level ends, and I will show you the scene because I feel like even though the cutscene that plays at the beginning of Two Betrayals level,
The security lock. Wait here.
oh god, this part of the level is really tough because it's tight and they just spawn in on top of you. Really not much you can do here except just keep taking him out as quickly. You barely even have time to reload. You can't get too close to these things. You can't stay too far away. Even with all the grenades I've got. You're doing pretty well. I did that. That's my fault. It's okay. The explosion broke the fall. Away from these vents before guys start spawning on top of me again. Now I'm finally getting shotgun rounds. This is out towards the end. Oh boy. I do consider like I said, before I got, caught up in the level, the cutscene that plays at the beginning of the next level, while is not considered to be a part of this level, I will show it to you guys because I consider that cutscene to be basically a reward. It is the opening scene to Two Betrayals. I think one of the best, certainly the best cutscene in the history of all Halo games, if not one of the best cutscenes in the history of Halo, period. Because the writing is so unbearably sharp. It is basically, as far as I was concerned, that turned Halo from just a game to the start of a franchise. Gaming's next big franchise. And you guys are going to get a chance to see that once I finish this level. And the scene is written in the book. It's in the book, The Flood. I remember when I was reading it for the first time, I think it was on a trip. I was coming home from Florida. I had gone on a quick vacation, like a week vacation to Florida with my father. We had gone to Florida to go hang out with some of his friends for a week. And we had a good time. And what basically happened was I was reading it. I hadn't read the book yet. I was reading it on the plane and getting for the flight and everything. And I got to that scene and I showed it to my father. I said, Dad, this is probably one of the best written scenes I've seen. You gotta take a look at it. And I'll point it out. What particular line. Okay. I didn't mean to do that. Alright, here's a door. Maybe this one will help. The thing that was nice about the remastered version was they actually put arrows on the floor, so you didn't get turned around. And I know this level so well, I'm probably not going to get turned around. If not, you can basically just follow Spark. That's what most people do. Go through here? Yeah. Okay, I'll go through here. And I'm out of grenades. Not a deal breaker, but annoying. These infections, oh my gosh. Another thing about the flood, and another reason why I wanted to show this level to you guys, is because even though we knew that Halo was coming, you know, Halo had its level, you know, Halo had demos, Halo, you know, previews, that sort of thing. Bungie only showed levels that had the Covenant. There were no levels that were shown either from any of the previews that they did on the Xbox version or the PC version that included levels fighting Flood. In fact, nobody even knew that Flood was going to be an enemy until the game came out. And Bungie was pretty proud of themselves. They actually said, well, they intentionally kept that a secret from players. Don't want to spoil it. And I think that's what makes it so much scarier. I really do. I think that was when, you know, when the Flood is revealed, and what you saw on the previous episode, the previous level, the Flood is revealed. By halfway through the game, the level, you know, the Flood just shows up. It's terrifying, and I'm like, oh crap! I didn't know. I played the game 3 years after pretty much it came out on the PC, and you know, it already came out on the Xbox, and I remembered seeing it, no spoilers. I played it cold the first time, and I thought, and I had heard stuff about Halo. Oh, I mean, I had seen the previews, and I heard word of mouth, you gotta play Halo, you gotta play Halo. And I'm like, okay, I'll play Halo. And it said, you're right. You're right. Playing the Halo games ever since. At least my shield recharged. Alright, moving on.
The Flood are already hard at work preparing. Its parasitic nature belies the Flood's intelligence.
Come on. These guys by themselves don't do too much damage, but yeah, that they can hurt large swarms. Those explosive forms, man, those things, when they're next to you, you won't survive that.
Oh, hello.
Alright, Spark, let's go. Door, final door. I'm out of grenades again, great. Okay, moving on. Here it is. Right. For it. I did. Alright. Got it. That's the level.
The energy barrier surrounding the index will deactivate when we reach the ground floor. You may now retrieve the index. Protocol requires that I take possession of the index for transport. Your organic form renders you vulnerable to infection. The index must not fall into the hands of the Flood before we reach the control room and activate the installation. The Flood is spreading. We must hurry.
And that is the level of the Flood. I'm sorry, that is the level of the library. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and coming up next is the level of the Two Betrayals, which is the best cutscene I've ever seen.
Which means that any organism with sufficient mass and cognitive capability is a potential vector. Is something wrong?
No, nothing.
Splendid, shall we? Unfortunately, my usefulness to this particular endeavor has come to an end. Protocol does not allow units with my classification to perform a task as important as the reunification of the index with the core. That final step is reserved for you, Reclaimer. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh, really?
Cortana.
I've spent the last 12 hours cooped up in here watching you toady about, helping that thing get set to slit our throats.
Hold on now. He's a friend.
Oh, I didn't realize. He's your pal, is he? Your chum? Do you have any idea what that bastard almost made you do?
Yes. Activate Halo's defenses and destroy the Flood, which is why we brought the index to the control center.
You mean this?
A construct in the core? That is absolutely unacceptable.
Sod off!
What impertinence! I shall purge you at once!
You sure that's a good idea?
How dare you? Oh!
Do what? I have the index. You can just float and sputter.
Enough! The Flood is spreading. If we activate Halo's defenses, we can wipe them out.
You have no idea how this ring works, do you? Why the Forerunners built it? Halo doesn't kill Flood. It kills their food. Humans, Covenant, whatever. We're all equally edible. The only way to stop the Flood is to starve them to death. And that's exactly what Halo is designed to do. Wipe the galaxy clean of all sentient life. You don't believe me? Ask him.
Is it true?
More or less. Technically, this installation's pulse has a maximum effective radius of 25,000 light years. But once the others follow suit, this galaxy will be quite devoid of life. Or at least any life with sufficient biomass to sustain the Flood. But you already knew that. I mean, how couldn't you?
Left out that little detail, did he?
We have followed outbreak containment procedure to the letter. You were with me each step of the way as we managed this crisis.
Chief, I'm picking up movement.
Why would you hesitate to do what you've already done?
We need to go right now.
Last time you asked me, if it were my choice, would I do it? Having had considerable time to ponder your query, my answer has not changed. There is no choice. We must activate the ring.
Get us out of here.
If you are unwilling to help, I will simply find another. Still, I must have the index. Give your construct to me, or I will be forced to take her from you.
That's not going to happen.
So be it. Save his head. Dispose of the rest.
Look out!
is such an amazing, amazing scene in video game history. Like I said, this earned the title of my #1 Halo cutscene. Of all the Halo games that came out, this was my #1. And I'll tell you why. It was a couple of lines that he said where he's addressing the Chief as if he knows the Chief, whereas that's impossible. Because he's describing things as if the Chief had done them that the Chief could not have possibly have done. So it's obvious to the player, and it's obvious to the Chief and Cortana and everybody else, except for 343, that obviously Spark has confused the Chief for someone else. Fine. Who is this person the Chief is confusing him for? We really don't know. Could have been his superiors before they all died, before he got transformed into an AI. Don't know. Maybe in the future, Halo 5 will explain that. Looks like they're going to be talking more about Forerunner history, Forerunner lore in this next game, as from what we saw from the only trailer that we've seen of it. I'm really excited. I admit the wait has not been as bad as the wait between Halo 3 and Halo 4. But because, Halo 4 came out, we had, that was like a couple of years ago. It wasn't that excruciating a wait, basically. But where he says, if it were my choice, you once asked me if it were my choice, could I have made it? Having had considerable time to ponder your query, my answer has not changed. There is no choice. To Jason Jones, Joe Stain, whoever wrote that line, full props. I'm going to switch off the broadcast right now, guys. I'd like to... Can you guys still see me? No, probably not. But thank you guys for... Okay, I'm back. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it a lot. Until next time, guys, enjoy my channel. This is Maniac with GameXS.net. Over and out.